Hi everyone, I'm Jackie and welcome to my channel, Cherished Memories Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to make my 8-petal 3D flower granny square. I'm making this for a 13-year-old girl, so I chose to do kind of bright colors. And I also went ahead and made one where the colors weren't as bright, so you could see how that would look. I like that flower being white. I used a 4mm hook and a size 4 weight yarn. But before we get started, I wanted to let you know I started a Facebook crochet group the other day, and it's called Hooked on Yarn and Crochet, and I'd love to have you join us. Okay, so we'll get started. You're going to do a slip knot. Now we're going to chain 4, just like that. Now we're going to slip stitch into that first chain. And now we're going to chain 3. This acts as our first half double crochet and a chain 1. So now we're going to go right back in there, do a half double, chain 1. We need a total of 8. That's 3. I think that's 8. 1, 2, 3. And don't forget that last chain 1. So now we're going to go over here and slip stitch into the second chain down. This was your third. Here's your second. Slip stitch into that. Now you're going to chain 1. Pull your yarn tight, cut it, and then pull it through. Just like that. Now we're going to get the color that you chose. And it doesn't matter where you start, just anywhere where the chain 1 is. And attach your yarn the way you usually attach it. I always do mine like this. So now I'm going to insert my hook, bring up a loop. We're going to chain 3. And we're going to do 3 double crochets in that same space. One more. So we've got a chain 3 and 3 double crochets. I'm going to chain 3. And I'm going to slip stitch right back into that same space. Now we're going to jump over to the next chain 1 space. Do a slip stitch. Chain 3. Go right back in there and do 3 double crochets. Just like that. Now we're going to do a chain 3, slip stitch right back in there. We're going to jump over to the next chain 1, do a slip stitch, chain 3, and you're just going to continue this all the way around, and you'll have a total of 8 petals. I'll finish this last one with you. So I've got my chain 3 and 3 double crochets, so now I'm going to do my last chain 3. I'm going to slip stitch right back in that same space. So go ahead and continue that until you get to the end, and you should have 8 petals, and I'll meet you there. Okay, I'm at the end. I've got 8 petals. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into this first space where we did our first petal. Just like that. Now what we're going to do, this is the front of the petal. We're going to turn it and work from the back. Kind of tighten your yarn here. Now we're going to chain 3. I'm going to go over between the first petal and the second petal, kind of pull it apart, and you can see the top of your half double crochet. We're going to go into only one loop of that, just like that. We're going to do a slip stitch. Now we're going to chain 3 more and jump over here between these two. And just go into one loop. Just like that. Try to keep your yarn kind of tight here. And slip stitch. And just continue that. You should have 3 chains, then slip stitch and 3 chains, and do that all the way to the end. And a tip here, if you ever watch my videos, you know that I like to yarn over my tails. Last night I did, and where I yarned over the white from the circle here. And when I went in to go into one loop of the single crochet, I accidentally thought the tail was the loop. So when I get my granny square all done, I noticed it wasn't attached and it was loose. So I had, instead of 3 chains, there were 6 across here. So that's just a tip. I didn't want that to happen to you if you're like me and like to chain over your tails. So go ahead and continue that. I've slip stitched. So I'm going to do another chain 3. Go between these. Go only into one loop. Slip stitch. Just continue that all the way to the end and I'll meet you there. Okay, I'm at the end and I just did my last chain 3. I'm going to go in that last loop. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the first chain 3 we did. And we're going to slip stitch into that. Chain 1, pull your yarn. Now you can cut it. So now we're ready to make the granny square. So whatever color you choose, I'm going to do white. So just go ahead and choose any chain 3 space, it doesn't matter. Attach your yarn. I'm going to pull up a loop. I'm going to chain 3. That acts as our first double crochet. I'm going to do 2 more double crochets. This is going to be our first corner. I'm going to chain 2. And I'm going to do 3 more double crochets in the same space. So now we have our first corner. Now we're going to jump over to the next chain 3 space. We're going to do 3 double crochets. And now jump over to the next. And we're going to do our next corner. So 3 double crochets. A chain 2 and 3 more. Okay, so what we have so far is we have 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and in the next chain 3 space we have 3 doubles, and in the next one we made our corner, 3 doubles, chain 2, and 3 doubles. So in the next chain 3 space you're going to do just 3 double crochets, and the next one you're going to do your third corner, and just continue that until you get to the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. Okay, I'm back. I'm at the end of my row, and this is we just finished row 1 of the granny square, so now we're going to start row 2. You can do this in a few options. We can slip stitch all the way to the first corner and chain 3 and do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. or you can slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 and do chain 3 and 2 more double crochets, just like that. Or you can do it the way I usually do it, and I think it looks much better, as I will go into that space and do a single crochet and chain 2, and that acts as my double crochet. It actually doesn't leave a gap that a chain 3 will do. So now I'm going to jump over here to the first corner, and I'm going to do 3 doubles. I'm going to chain 2 and 3 more doubles. Now we're going to do 3 doubles right in between these sets of 3 double crochets from the previous row. I'm going to go right in between there. Do 3 doubles. I'm going to skip over here to the next space. We're going to skip over these 3 doubles and do 3 double crochets in that same space. And now we're to our corner, and we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets, and continue that to the end of the row, and I'll meet you right here. Okay, I'm at the end of row 2. Now, if you did your chain 3 and 2 doubles in this space, you're going to just slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. If you did it the way I did, here's your single crochet, and there's chain 1 and a chain 2. We're going to slip stitch into that chain 2, just like that. Now you can continue with this color. I'm going to change mine because that's the pattern I'm using for her blanket. So I'm just going to go over here and slip stitch. Chain 1, cut off. And like I said, oh, you know what? I just messed up. Hold on, I'm going to put you on pause. Okay, I am back. I am so sorry about that. I guess I was just busy talking about the different options you could do. So now what you saw me do is I went ahead and changed into that chain 2. I wasn't supposed to do that. I am supposed to do 2 more double crochets. I got way ahead of myself. So now there's my 2 double crochets. So now here's my single crochet, and there's my first chain, my second chain, slip stitch into that. Now I'm going to just go ahead and slip stitch into the next one. I feel like that helps not leave a big gap too. And now I'm chained 1 and pull my work. What I did is, if I made you mess up too and you cut your yarn, I pulled out my work about halfway and then crocheted again and crocheted a little bit tighter so I'd have a tail. I just like doing my first one like this with the single crochet and the chain 2 because it's filled up more. You know, it looks better than the chain 3. So when I can do that, I do it. Like down here, I really didn't have the option when I first chained on or tied on. Okay, so I'm going to cut this tail so it doesn't get in my way. Now I'm going to change colors. And again, I apologize if I made you cut off and mess up. Okay, so now I'm going to tie my yarn on here. And really, this is a repeat of row 2. I'm going to chain 3. See here, I have no really option, unless I chained 1 and did it, but okay, so now I'm going to do 2 more doubles, chain 2, and 3 more doubles. I'm going to jump over here in between these 3 double crochets. In that space, I'm going to do 3 doubles. I'm going to continue this all the way across to the first row, or the first corner, and over here I'm going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets, and just continue that to the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. Okay, I'm at the end of my row, so now I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. Go ahead and slip stitch into the next chain. Chain 1, pull my work, cut it, and there's your granny square. And again, I apologize for my mistake earlier. I usually would have just started all over, but I was almost done with the video, so I hope you don't mind. And I hope you enjoyed my video, and thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so you don't miss any of my future videos. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.